Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dead Unicorn Live, where we're playing Vallanthia, a open D6 fantasy roleplay created by the awesome, the wonderful Howard, who is our game master today. And he will be every Friday as we're going to be running through this campaign. We're having a great time. We are here with our cast. I'm Corey. We have Tarek. We have Sarah. We have Howard, of course. And we also have Carlos. And Matt will be here shortly, but before he's here, he will be represented by a picture of Carlos. He will be in both places.
You get to enjoy two of me.
Yeah.
Before we start, I'd like to do a little shout out to my patrons on Patreon, which are scrolling in the upper corner. And if you are a patron, you can influence this game by voting for your favorite character, or the character you think needs the most help at my Patreon, patreon.com/deadunicorn, and sign up, and then you can start voting. The winner of the first week's poll is Esri. With 43% of the vote, Esri wins.
It looked like when I last looked at it, like everybody had a vote, so nobody was unloved.
Yes, everybody had at least one vote.
Oh, that's sweet.
So
I wonder who my voter was. It
um,
wasn't me. In
Howard,
format.
what bonus does Esri get?
All right, so Esri, you're going to start the game with one extra. Well, what do y'all think? Do y'all know what character points and fate points do?
Pretty much.
Sort of, kind of.
When you make a roll, a skill roll, which is how you do pretty much everything in this game, if you make the roll, you think you failed, you can spend a character point and add an extra wild die to that roll, which might make it great, might make it a little better, or it might make it go bad.
Yeah.
And a fate point is way more powerful. You double the dice.
Could you bring your mic closer to you? Because
you double the dice.
There you go.
Double the dice. D&D.
So if you have a 3D plus 2, then it's 6D plus 4.
Wow.
And we have two of those now.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Use them wisely. I imagine we're not going to get them often. Did you just smack your microphone?
I think that we'll start off by letting y'all have a character point, and we'll see how it goes. I might up it to the fate point, but I think for now a character point's enough.
Oh, all right. Esri gets an extra character point.
Also, character points are neat because they're XP if you want to buy something later also, or just make your rolls better.
I'd prefer a bag of holding.
Oh, those are pretty awesome.
You have a bag that hugs you tightly.
Aww.
You have a bag and it can hold.
Shut your mouth.
A bag that holds you tightly. Aren't those popples? Do y'all remember popples?
It's called a fanny pack.
I remember Popples. Yeah, I had one.
She doesn't like it when you call her a bag.
I don't know if I've met your wife, so.
Yeah, she's not here. She decided to go home. She got tired of the hotel, so she drove all the way home.
I bet she is a lovely woman.
Oh, well, it's pleasant for you to say that. You don't know her very well.
If you're watching
Clearly she's not watching the show.
If you are watching the show live, we do respond to comments, so please give us comments and give us sass during the show. We love it. But with that, I'm going to turn the entire thing over to Howard because he is the actual star of the show. So take it away.
I appreciate the thought, but I'm not the star. I'm just the game master. The stars are always the players. We did a full intro last time, so I think this time y'all can actually talk about your characters. I'll go ahead and I'll start by introducing the guy who's not here, Tom. He's a big mushroom man. That's all you get to know because he's not here. I pick Carlos. You like to talk. Go next.
Oh, thank you. I like to talk. My name is Twinkle, a.k.a. Sparkle. I haven't fully decided on. I'm responding to it, so it's good. I am a shining elf. That's the term everyone uses to describe us, but it's Howard. You're gonna have to help me pronounce it.
I actually did put it in your character sheet so you could find it, but it's low sulfar.
Low sulfar.
Low sulfar.
And my family is a pretty nice, prominent family. They're great as far as elves go. However, I don't have a great relationship with my father. I was more of a mommy's girl growing up. She coddled me, kept me kind of safe, but I'm also the youngest of 6 children. So they were all boys, and I learned to roughhouse and play with the boys. So that gave me a little more physicality to my character, but I am very much a scholar, and I love finding out new things about the world and people and everything around it. That kind of brocheted into my skill as a alchemist, learning about the physical world and all the attributes that things can happen. I never had any talent with any kind of magic, so that's another reason why my name is Twinkle, because I'm a shining elf, and I don't have magic, but I do twinkle. So, yeah.
Right.
That's my character in a nutshell. I'm a little redheaded girl with a big green dress and run around with big bright eyes.
Great. Pick your successor here. Who goes next?
That would be White Ape.
Right. I want to ask a question before I start. What's the name of the guy in the green suit from Legend of Zelda? Not Link, but the like elf guy that. Does anybody? Is that Twinkle also? Is that?
I'm
not
sure that the
plagiarizing.
name Twinkle's been used in other
I
work. So
I think it's that Legend of Zelda character. I don't know. Tell me
Well, then-
what it actually is in the comments. I have no idea, but
I will say that my name Twinkle is a non de pleur. It's a term of endearment. It's not my actual name. So.
right. Well, my character's name, is the Winterborn Chthonian, white ape of the spring, son of the fallen matron with the summer-kissed skin.
I noticed that you still have to read it too.
I can say it without looking at it. I promise you I can. But it is hard to say Chthonian.
We're just gonna call you by a nickname. We're not gonna say all that.
I was
Sorry.
wondering what y'all
How
were
did
going
you
to
come
call
up
me,
with
but
this
y'all
name?
started
Did you-
calling me White Ape, so there we go.
Well, I
Yeah.
He's
called
been
you
reading
Ape.
the King Killer
just-
Chronicles, and he liked the name Quoth, so he went with Quothonian.
No, Chthonian is like chthonic, right? Like
Yeah,
like
it's Greek.
Cthulhu. But how did you come up with the entire name? Your tribe called Quest name. How did you come up with that? Did you just random generate like a bunch of sobriquets, or did you like poetically
Yeah,
get
like a name
inspired
generator thing?
on an Alaskan
So
evening
this is
and we're like,
He
if
failed
you
to
want to
roll on a-
actually
on
hear
a
the
name
story,
generator.
I was reading Green Lantern Far Sector, and one of the alien races have those kinds of names, and I was like, that's really fantasy-esque. What if I was just that? And that is the genesis of where I came up with that kind of thing.
awesome.
So read Green Lantern Far Sector is pretty good. So my character is a wild elf. Wild elves live in the forest. They're what you usually think of when you think of like fantasy elves. And they run around in the forest. They shoot bows, stuff like that. My character came from the mountains. His family was exiled, but he is not. He is the son of them. So he was born without an arm, and he has replaced it with a rock arm, which is fully functional, that he uses with magic, and he seems to have rock magic. Other than that, he rides a giant goat and has goat horns himself. So that's pretty cool. They come out of his head and sweep back, and they kind of spiral a little. Really neat stuff. What else? I think that's all I'd like to say about him at this point.
I have one question for you.
Yes.
Are you planning on upgrading your stone arm so that it can become a Mega Man like blaster?
No.
Okay.
I can't.
You just destroyed all
I'm
of
not
my
a
hopes
metal
and dreams.
bender.
I
Who do
really
choose
thought
next?
you were going
I'm
to
a
ask
stone
whether he
bender.
was going to increase his name.
All right,
Like
let's
Admiral.
move it along. Well, the
Another
jokes
good
are
one.
fun.
Okay. Sorry. Who do you
Corey,
choose
pick
next?
someone.
Oh yes, of course. Tarek, you're talking. Talk more.
Okay. My apologies. I am playing Erda Shalathmi. I am a mystic elf or a Huldufolk. Um, my character grew up within a secluded monastery out in the mountains near where Tori's character came from. Um, that temple was a monastery dedicated to research of arcane magic in a variety of forms, mostly noetic sorcery, which is famous, which the mystic elves and most elves are famous for utilizing. I was a researcher at that monastery, and bad things happened. I learned some dangerous magic that probably nobody should know, and I am now trying to hide myself away for the shame of having developed this ability. I have now been traveling with everybody else toward Vallanthia. Specifically, I have been traveling with White Ape for quite some time, and he has been very good to travel along with me. However, I don't believe anybody currently realizes that I have necromantic power, especially considering somebody who we were just going after happened to be a necromancer. Good news, we did not kill her. Bad news, I don't know if they're going to be so kind if I reveal that I am also capable of doing similar types of magic. All right, cool. Esri, you're up.
Okay, I am playing Esri Darkstone, who, as it was just pointed out to me recently, is rather opposite of me in that she is a black elf or a Svartafar. Did I say that right, Howard?
The Losafar are the shining elves. You are Svartalfar.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but I butchered it. Sorry.
Okay.
A black elf, basically. That's what they call themselves. Okay. And so her skin is black, her eyes are black, her hair is black. She has one side of her head shaved, and then all her hair is long and wavy on the other. She comes from a very military type background. All of the black elves do. So she wears a black uniform, and thanks to that, she has a tendency to kind of fade into the shadows when you're not actively talking to her, and tends to disappear on you. She's been traveling with the Mushroom Man, who is the player who's not currently here, and whose name I cannot remember.
T-A-L-M. It looks like it sounds like Tom, and that's how it sounded like when he's been saying it to me.
Yeah. Normally I look at the box to see the name, but his box is not there, so.
He's Major Tom, the Mushroom Man.
Yes, so she has traveled up from the underground caverns that both she and him live, the area she and him live in, and they have stumbled upon this party, which they got involved in because they all decided to stop someone from being murdered by necromancy. So I guess we're going to see where that goes from now. Let's see, I think that's everybody, right?
I believe so. All right.
I mean, we're not really a party yet. We're just, I mean, you two are two people, and me and and
true, but we did do a thing last time, so there's that.
So,
we did a thing
arriving at sunset to the city of Vallanthia, when the main gates closed, several travelers were forced to find shelter in the hamlet of Tistledale at an inn called the Overrated Gauntlet. At the inn, they witnessed a woman accuse a rambling elderly man of attacking her, and soldiers reacted swiftly, rushing at the man and stabbing him. The travelers thwarted the soldiers and revealed the woman to be a necromancer and the guards to actually be dead men in armor. They learned that the old man's actual crime was to report her husband for necromancy, for which he was executed. The travelers took the woman's book from which she had learned necromancy and decided to show her mercy, allowing her to leave, giving her enough money to start a new life elsewhere, and asking her to never again practice the dark magic. They spent the night in the inn free of charge as a thank you both for saving the old man and for cleaning the mess before living guards from Vallanthia arrived and shut the inn down for the night. So at the end of the evening, as you're all settling into your beds, the first thing that I absolutely have to say is that White Ape, as you are arranging your belongings and getting ready to lay down, your third arm suddenly begins to wither and decay as if is just rapid aging, and then it doesn't hurt so much as it's surprising to see. And once it finishes curling up and looking withered, it falls away from you, almost like pulling a scab that where the skin had almost fully healed underneath. So it almost just feels like a fresh area beneath there. There's no pain, but it is disturbing to see.
Yeah.
A very vivid description.
You are welcome, sir.
Probably never going to drink anything Twinkle gives me again.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I got some fun stuff in the
That
bag.
said, what's in the basement?
All right, that's right. You do sleep in the basement. Mostly it's crates. There are kegs down here. There is a area where some butchering is occasionally done, but there's nothing currently butchered. But there are crates. It's cold in the basement, by the way, and there are crates that are made to store meat. And because it's winter right now, they often just bring in snow and ice from outside to keep the meat cold longer.
Okay.
Sounds like Buffalo Bill's
Well,
playroom.
I'll just grab a blanket then and bed down on a place where there's like an earthen floor. Wherever, doesn't matter.
The floor of the basement is actually earthen. I mean, it's the entire establishment. While it's not necessarily shoddy, it was obviously made on a budget. It was not a lot of money was spent on the materials. So the floor of the basement is earthen. There's a lot of large beams that hold everything up, but the construction of the entire building is pretty much wood. All right, so the night passes without incident unless y'all are doing anything during the night, and if so, let me know. And morning comes. All right. Morning arrives. Everyone is able to wake up. There is the smell of eggs and bacon being cooked. White Ape, you're actually probably disturbed a bit as she comes in. She doesn't say anything to you or go out of her way to disturb you, but she doesn't make it a point to be super silent and tiptoe either. She just grabs what she needs and takes things out of the freezers and the other crates, and then just starts the day. And it looks like Moina, the woman that you met last night, is also getting the inn ready for the morning as well.
I pay them no mind either. I mean, I'm sure this is strange for them, considering the rooms that I saw that were waiting for everybody, and I made this special request. So I'll just get up and do my morning prayers to the spirits of the earth and head on upstairs.
Okay. I assume everyone's getting up and coming downstairs.
Oh, I run over to wherever this wonderful smells are coming from and ask if I could be of any assistance.
All right. There was something I forgot to tell Twinkle last game. When you saw behind her desk where she greets, travelers,
Mm-hmm.
you saw the staff that she used on the guards. The symbol that's engraved on the staff that you saw is in Sylph, which you can read, and is the symbol is two symbols put together. It basically says Sunfire, but then there's a leather strap holding it in place, which has a different symbol on it, which is the symbol for lightning or electricity, but probably lightning.
Yeah, well,
Just so you know, you saw those, and I forgot to say what they were.
Yeah, we were kind of busy, so even if I noticed it, I might have just filed it away for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up I will definitely find a way to bring it up to her this morning. But I want to be a nice, helpful person, so if she needs help with breakfast, getting water, whatever, I'll help her out.
All right. As y'all are starting to have breakfast, there is a younger man. He looks like he's maybe 14, human, like just mousy brown hair and kind of ragged looking clothes, that is also aiding and putting out dishes and stuff and serving people. You're not the only people in the inn. There are some other humans. There is one surly looking dwarf who sits by himself. The place is nowhere near as crowded as it was last night, but then again, most of the customers left last night when the commotion started.
Rather quickly.
The you do see the woman that had the goat legs and the goat horns that was playing last night. She's also sitting by herself. She's just having breakfast. She's not in the middle of performing or anything. And of course, y'all can all sit together now because it's not near as crowded.
Can you turn off your
No.
phone, Twinkle?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry for the wait, guys. All right. I just need to adjust.
All right, and Corey's got to get us all rearranged so the right people are in the right squares.
Yeah. Well, it's just. Oh, there we go. And boom. That was easy. We're all good.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to go. I don't like people sitting by themselves. I feel like I'm sad. So I'll go over and invite both the dwarf and the goat leg girl to join us if they'd like to, because it's always merrier in a group.
You
And
can
I'll
make
be
a
very
charm roll.
charming.
Try to
Yeah,
charm them over.
be very charming in this. All right. So I'm going to hit the little die symbol next to my charm ability. Let's see if this works. All right. Not super convincing, I suppose, but I'll take it.
With that, the satyr looks, or well, the goat person, which I let that out, but you probably already guessed it was a satyr. She looks at you like curiously, and she kind of nods, and she'll pick up her plate and her drink and head over to you. The surly dwarf just kind of makes a harumph sound and continues to drink from a
I
mug.
say, God bless you.
He doesn't have anything but a mug in front of him.
And I tell everybody at the table when we come back, I'm like, I invited her to come sit with us because I don't like people sitting by themselves, and she needs to enjoy herself at the breakfast. So I hope you guys are okay with it.
Are we all eating together?
Everyone except Erda is present.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Erda because he's my traveling companion. I do ask Moya, the staff, if the gates are open now.
They open it sun up.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So I'll simply wait for Erda and then we can go in.
And
Not
as
gonna
everyone
eat?
else eats their breakfast, Erda continues to not come down.
Maybe you should go check on him.
Yep,
Also,
looks,
Tom, you're at breakfast.
looks like I got
I
you.
decided.
Does Tom eat eggs and bacon?
He can.
Can he eat pancakes? Can he eat country fried sausage
Probably doesn't want you to add mushrooms to anything.
and grits?
No.
It's gravy.
Or maybe he wants extra mushrooms. You never know.
They look like babies.
Little cannibalism.
He's just taking out the the competitive species.
I mean, think about yeah, right? I mean,
It
just
adds
because
flavor. Boom, boom.
just because he's a mushroom person doesn't mean he
Survival
thinks,
of the fittest.
doesn't mean other mushrooms aren't like birds eat other birds. We eat other mammals.
But we don't eat monkeys.
No.
Except chilled monkey brains. I hear that's delicious.
But most of birds eat other birds, and he's a fungus, and fungus are like part of their own like animal branch kingdom. Not yet, right? Yeah, it's a kingdom. Fungus,
So
plants.
there are
there's something like a
fungi
mix
that he
between-
feels superior to, and he's better than them, so he can eat them.
He can eat them
'cause
exactly.
He is a funner guy.
I love how we're staring at the mushroom guy, wondering if he's gonna eat. Wow.
He's gonna eat other
Took off
mushrooms.
in a whole nother direction when you're no longer worried about Erda, so it was a good
I'm-
distraction.
I'm gonna go find Erda. I'm gonna go upstairs, and
Good
I am
idea.
going to put his hand in cold water while he sleeps. I'm gonna draw on his face with a Sharpie.
All right. Is your door locked, Erda?
Probably not.
Okay. Then you open the door and you see Erda reading from a book.
Erda,
Well, you see Erda looking at a book. I should say.
Yeah.
Wouldn't call it
Erda?
reading.
It's time to go.
Oh. Good heavens. I've closed the book and put it away in my my satchel. Of course, let's go. As you will notice that the room is like basically exactly the same as when I got here. And I walk out.
What what were you going to do here in Vallanthia?
What? In Vallanthia?
Yeah. Why did you come
Oh.
here?
Heroes Guild.
Heroes Guild?
Adventurers Guild.
Okay. All right, let's head on there. I was gonna go to the elemental temple.
Oh. Oh. Might I come along with you? Perhaps I might find something interesting there.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, yes, I think I have all my things. Oh, one moment. Let me grab my staff. Grab the big bladed staff off the wall. All right. I'm ready.
Did you want to say goodbye to those people that we met last night?
Oh, that mushroom fellow. Wonder if he'd let me take an engraving off of his stem.
What are you talking about? Are you gonna engrave on his stem?
I mean, if I were to take some scrolls and say a little bit of ink, I could lay them flat on his side and maybe take a
Oh, you mean
impression of them.
you mean a rubbing?
Yes, this.
Okay. Well, okay.
I don't know Valanthian well.
Y'all can talk in Sylph to each other. You're both elves.
Yeah, but I still am talking in Valanthian. Like a broken up Valanthian. All right,
Okay, let's go ask them.
yes. Do we have time?
I'm sure they were down there eating when I was down there, so they should still be down there.
Excellent. Okay, let me talk to Tom.
So Howard, as I'm shoveling in breakfast, I'm like, so how'd you get those goat legs? Where'd they come from?
You say gold eggs?
Goat legs.
Goat legs.
Goat legs.
How
She looks
get
at you.
these goat legs.
I was born this way. I'm a
Really?
satyr.
That's fascinating.
You've heard of satyrs? When she says it, the word kind of clicks in your head, and you're like, "Oh, okay. You have heard of this? This is a fairy creature, or a creature that is related to the Fey realm, just as much as elves are.
They don't exist.
Neither do elves.
You were cursed by a gypsy.
You were playing some lovely
Admit
music
it.
last night.
Thank
you. You a performer by trade?
Yes, that's how I make my way across the continent.
What brought you here?
Well, I like this inn a little bit more than some of the inns inside of Vallanth.
Why is that? Are they don't like you, or they got other performers there?
There seems to be more acceptance to non-humans outside of the city than inside. You'll find
Acceptance
out.
by like humans? There's a bunch
Yes.
of humans there.
Vallanth is a big human city.
So they
You
don't
must
like
know this.
they don't like elves. Or other people.
Some are fine, and some humans are not. But it's just easier here.
Is there a place we should stay away from specifically?
Castle?
Ah. Is
I
that
don't
where it
know.
kind of stems from? Is it maybe the rulers of the city that don't like non-humans?
No, they're just paranoid.
Well, they're probably going to eat Tom then. Turn to look at Tom. Oh, that way.
Oh,
They're
so
gonna eat Tom.
Did I overhear this?
Sure, why not?
I'm assuming.
Well, he actually did, or she did specifically say she went to a separate table. So if you'd like to overhear it, you make an acumen check.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I assume me and Corey are kind of walking up around now.
That's fine.
I'm gonna say to White Ape, I go, oh, so you must mean the primordial temple. Is that right?
Is that what it's called?
Indeed, the primordial temple is the temple who oversees, I guess, administrates over the elementalists. I
I
remember
just knew
reading
there was
about
a
it
temple
in,
to the elements here. And that's where I was going to
All
go
right.
to see if I could get a little training.
All right, Corey, if you'd like, you can make a scholar check. You should. Let me see. I don't have your character open. So, but if you have anything related to scholar and your element, you can use that.
I do not. I have intellect.
All right, so
Yeah.
scholar is under intellect. If you don't have the skill of scholar, just make a straight intellect check.
There
And
you
if
go.
don't know, you don't know.
I rolled a 6.
Can I make an intellect check to see if what I'm saying is actually founded in?
I
That'd be
actually
a
do
scholar
have
check.
scholar.
Yes, intellect scholar.
Great.
Corey, whatever he said, yep. So those are big words. Maybe it is called that. Mm.
Sounds good to me.
Can I roll as well, Howard?
Sure, go ahead.
24.
All right.
So
Okay.
All
Like,
right,
on my
Erda,
roll,
you realize primordial is the entire class of elemental magics, whether it be the stone sculptors, which your friend obviously is with his big rock arm, or flame wielders, or all of the different kinds. An individual temple is hugely dedicated to one specific element as far as the primordial magics go. The primordial elementia is what it's actually called. So if
Primordial
there's a temple here,
elementia.
it's likely only one type. With that roll, though, I will give you that you also know that the temple that is known to be in Valanth is actually kind of a famous earth temple. So it is for stone sculptors.
I go,
Carlos, with that roll, pretty much the same information.
Cool beans.
yes, the primordial elementia. I believe there is a renowned stone sculptor temple there.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I heard.
Yes.
Yep, that's where it's at.
Look.
Eating.
I don't know a lot of the stuff around the temples and the scholarship of it all. I'm self-taught.
You'd be surprised how many famous elementalists there are who are documented within the Elven.
Well, if you're
Um,
going into town, you want to be careful because apparently they don't like non-humans there very much.
Home is an excellent representation of non-human beings. Can I talk
Says
to
the
you,
elf.
Tom? Yes, that's the elf.
Yeah, Esri gives you kind of a funny look, like, what?
It's it was a poor attempt at a segue to trying to get the topic of conversation.
also with my role, Howard,
The all black
did
elf
I
is like,
hear what
yeah.
Did I hear what Twinkle said?
Yeah, you can
They're-
over here.
If they're gonna
okay,
eat you.
so
yeah, I'm making myself
at
loud
first,
enough.
Like I overheard, with me being able to, or with Tom with being able to be eaten, and he just kind of like looks off to the side, just kind of.
I didn't say to be eaten.
No, not you, Erda, but Twinkle's direction.
Okay.
Before you get Tom's attention, and then Tom looks at you, and he's waiting for you to respond or to continue further with your inquisition.
I just wave.
Oh,
I
you
love
wait.
I love this ongoing joke whenever anybody would like to segue. They just go, Tom's weird.
It's a giant mushroom. Run.
Let's face it, a good half of last game was using him as a distraction so no one would see us disposing of bodies. So
Tom's weird.
it works.
Only a group of elves of various races, and me shining, you shadowy, him with goat horns, and this one in a giant robe. Yeah, but the distraction is the mushroom guy.
The giant. Well, he is 7 feet tall. I mean, he's very
He's a
distracting.
7-foot mushroom, and we're just the United Nations of elves. Okay, that's nothing.
Yeah,
Within the
really.
land of humans, y'all
He
are
can
racist.
dunk. None of us can dunk. He can dunk.
All right. At about this time, 2 guards walk in with a man who is wearing a different sash than the regular guards that y'all have seen from Valanth. He's not wearing a tabard that just has the Valanth colors on it. He's actually wearing an azure tabard with a series of weapons like arrayed in like a crescent across the top. And as they walk in, the man in the tabard looks around, or the man in the Azure tabard, I should say, looks around, and he sees the woman behind the bar and says, "Woman, tell me what happened here last night. I'm investigating officially for the Azure Order."
I sneak off back to the room as casually as I can, Howard, to check on
Roll
the old
stealth.
man. No, well, I'm not trying. I'm trying to be like
Okay.
not sneaky. Just
Then
casual.
roll-
Like, oh, I forgot something in my room.
Let's see. There's no real performance skill, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know what I would roll for that.
Yeah. So basically, that's going to be a charisma skill. You're not trying. What you're trying to do is the opposite of charm. You're trying to not get his attention.
Okay.
I'll allow bluff, I suppose, based on that.
All right. It's just gonna be straight charisma then.
Erda, what's the Azure Order? The Blue Order?
Oh, the Azure Order? They are individuals who are quite fervent, and they believe that there is a divine justice that needs to be met out to those who those who follow a very dark path of magic. Perhaps we should not allay ourselves any longer, but we should make our way down to Vallanthia, right?
Right.
We don't need to get caught up in all of the political drama that unfolds here.
All right. Carlos, as you are making your way out, one of the guards go, "Something wrong, little miss?"
I forgot something in my room.
Would
I'm
you-
not lying. I forgot the old man in the
Oh.
room.
All right. These guards, by the way, their faces are visible. They're wearing a chain. They're wearing chain, much like the guards from last night, but they have just the chain coifs on. They don't have an additional helm blocking view of their faces.
Nice.
And as you watch, he really eyeballs you as you go, but he doesn't make a move to stop you just yet. What are the rest of y'all doing?
While that's going on, Ezri's going to lean over to Tom and say, "Do you still want to go with me, or would you like to head off with one of them?"
Nat.
You're muted.
So out of character, could you remind me what Ezri is?
Ezri
looking-
told you she wanted to go to the Shadow Temple, and you
Hmm.
went, "That sounds interesting."
Yeah.
So would you
uh,
still like to go to the temple with me, or would you rather go with one of them?
temple? He responds.
My temple or his temple?
Yours. Promise.
Very
is
well.
Promise.
Well, you were whispering that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Erda said he was gonna leave,
Yeah.
and I'm
ready.
following.
I'm ready to go.
He's like, "It's the fuzz, cheese it, cheese it."
All right. As y'all begin gathering your things and stepping out, with the exception of the girl that ran to her room, the man in the Azure tabard holds up his hand and looks over and says, "Is there a reason everyone is leaving? Don't y'all want to talk a bit? Were you witnesses to anything that happened last night?" At which point Moina says, "Nah, they just came in for breakfast. I serve good food."
It was quite
It
delicious.
really is excellent.
Filling.
I guess she should also make a roll at this point.
Can we all?
Hopefully
assist
she
her,
has
by
the
the way?
bluff
do we have
skill
to
that
roll
I don't.
bluff?
So-
I say, like, homosexual in hand.
I
Like,
believe
oh,
this is
yeah,
charisma.
delicious food. Literally no food on my face or in a plate or anything. Just like, yep, gotta go now. Nice. Eggs were delicious.
I'm rolling my charisma here. 12. Oh, that's good. He may have wild died himself to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, except that was Moina bluffing.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was a
well,
roll
that's-
that
that
was
sucks
for
for
us,
us.
not against us.
well, I'm sorry. She got a 5. She got a 5. Which means she crit failed. So And she did, really, if you think about it, because she said that. And the guard that had been watching as Twinkle left went, well, then why did the little one there, she just jaunted off to the room that she had for breakfast? I love it when the crit fail just lines up with something that I can just straight throw in, like, oh yeah.
By the way, remember that thing that just happened?
Turns out my lie was terrible, and the dice were just going, your lie was terrible.
The lie could have been terrible, and they might just have been like imperceptive to it. You know what I mean? Good fast
But
talk.
not today.
No, not
Fast talk
today.
with the lie. Yeah.
Well, I don't keep track of everyone, do I? She's trying to like backtrack out of it.
Is the old
And
man
guards are
still
like,
there?
well, actually, the guy in the robe goes, well, then they won't mind if we all just sit and have a chat. And he looks at the one guard and he kind of points off to the staircase, and he starts heading that way to go find Twinkle. What the rest of you like to do?
Sweat profusely.
I look at the guy from the Azure Order and I say, I've never met somebody from the Azure Order. What is it you exactly do?
We find people practicing evil forms of magic, and we remove them for the safety of the rest of the continent. Everyone in the kingdom should be safe from foul things such as demon summoners and necromancers and those witches and their black magic.
I'm going to roll a medal now. To try to
Speaking-
keep my cool.
Speaking of which, Howard, I suppose if when he started talking to us, I blended into the shadows, that would be kind of noticeable, huh?
You can make a stealth check if you'd like to try it and blur away. It's a thing that you are capable of doing.
All right, I'm going to try a stealth check when he starts talking to us then, 'cause
So
I don't want to talk to him.
I follow that up with you're here with the King's Guard, the town guard.
From Vallanthia,
So you are sanctioned by the city, and that is where you get your power from?
by the kingdom and by the Temple of Light.
I see. Okay.
Howard, is the old man still in the room when I get there?
Yeah, he's snoring.
I wake him up. Wake up, wake up.
Okay.
I say, my name is the Winterborn Chthonian, White Ape of the Spring. I'm here to visit the Temple of Earth.
Stone
All right,
sculptors.
Hang on just a sec here. I have to roll.
Okay.
Just so you know, you did add an additional +1 to your stealth from your special ability.
Mm-hmm.
It has a +1 right there.
It's,
Oh, I
it's
know,
on
but-
there.
Oh, okay. That is from the special ability, not just your cool regular elf stuff.
I think it's from the special ability. Let me look at my character sheet real quick.
Because your regular elf stuff gives you a +1 also, but when you're using the blur to go into the shadows,
Yeah,
that's an additional +1. So you're actually it's actually a 14.
Right.
it says that for stealth I have 4D +1.
Right, but if you're using that
Okay.
ability, it's actually a +2. Is what I'm telling you.
It just doesn't automatically put it in there.
No, you have to keep
Okay.
track of your special abilities because this character sheet doesn't have a spot to do that with.
Ah, I see.
I mean,
Okay.
it's written under special abilities, but it doesn't have a way to auto add it
Right,
to
right.
the roll.
Yeah,
You have to,
yeah. So
Right.
is 14 good enough?
Yeah, it's 14.
So I'm just gonna.
Let me roll for the guard. Ah, dang it. That's not what I meant to happen. Ignore that. You are very lucky. That +1 made a really big difference. All right. The one
Does
guard
anybody
went off
else?
to look. One guard
Does
went off to
anybody-
look for Twinkle.
Mhm.
The Azure Order guy is already engaged in conversation. The other guard that's kind of keeping an eye on the room, he's just got too much to look at, and he just doesn't see when you fade into the shadow. A moment later, he looks around and goes, "Weren't there more in here?" As he looks around.
Do any of them notice
I don't care.
what I do?
Once
I'm
he
pro-
says it, they look around, but they don't see you.
Okay.
They're
Why do
not.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
they're just casually looking around. They're not actively tossing things and really investigating. The only guy that was at the moment that you stealthed was the guard who just missed it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just gonna
So
stand next to Corey's character quietly.
okay. So, and you let's see. Esri, you rolled a 13 to, yeah, you only need a 10 to keep your cool, so you're fine.
Oh, I didn't roll.
Oh, that wasn't you? Oh, no, Esri is her. I thought you
Yeah.
said you were rolling to keep your cool.
Yeah, I didn't
You did
want to
say
just
that.
like say I'm gonna make it. I was like, I feel like I probably should at this point though,
Go
and I
ahead.
wanted to wait before you. So,
Yeah,
like,
you can roll your medal to do that. You you know that this would be a really bad time to let anything out, but these men are very close-minded and you're very aware of it.
okay.
In fact, you've probably heard rumors that they don't necessarily check to even make sure that someone is even guilty of the crime they're accused of sometimes. However you are. But
So yeah, he stands there, kind of straight as a board, quiet. Dormouse.
all right. The one guard that went upstairs to search for Twinkle. Twinkle, are you doing anything?
trying to wake up the old man?
You're just trying to wake up the old man. He still smells like pee. It smells actually kind of worse now, as he's been kind of just laying there all night, not moving. You can smell the mixture of blood because he still has a lot of wounds, pee, and now poop as well. He is a mess. He definitely belongs in a nursing home.
But he's still
reeks.
alive.
He is alive.
Yeah. Okay.
And the door opens behind you, and the guard looks down on you and at the old man.
I look at the guard like, "Can I help you, sir?"
He looks down and goes, "This the old man that was stabbed last night?"
Well,
I
I suppose.
He walks
that
over
would
and
be
he'll
where
like
his wounds
lift the
came from.
sheet and look at the guy. as you hesitate, he'll look for himself, just kind of brush past you, unless you do something to stop him.
No, it's fine. He wants to smell the poop and the pee. Go right ahead.
Ugh, it's disgusting. All right, well, we found the victim, and you are.
My name is Twinkle. I'm the one that patched him up.
All right. Why don't you come downstairs and explain that to everybody else so that we know what's really going on? You can share your story.
Okay. What's your name?
He just looks at you. He doesn't respond. And he just watches you go, and he follows you down.
Okay, so he's like behind me, right? Right.
Yep.
All right, so I'll kind of skip and hop and jump and bounce downstairs.
All right. So Twinkle returns to the group. But to answer Corey, I think it was Corey that was asking the man in the Azure tabard. My name is Cordry, and as I've said, we eradicate evil. That is our holy duty. We are charged from the Temple of Light in conjunction with the Kingdom of Vallanthia to cleanse the land of evil.
You're here. Have you had the eggs and bacon this morning? It was delicious.
I have eaten. Thank you. Oh. He looks over as the guard returns with Twinkle. The guard says, found the old man that was supposedly stabbed upstairs. He stinks. He's alive. And this girl says she patched him up.
Oh, that
Oh.
whole business.
Yeah, he was pretty out of it, but he's still going to be okay now.
So great. I'm glad to hear that y'all have done this old man a service. My question is, of course, where's the necromancer woman that made this happen? My understanding is that she tried to lead guards to do it, but they weren't actually guards. We've already had reports from many witnesses that left here last night. We're just trying to put the last of it together.
Did you find the bodies?
The body?
So many bodies.
Where are these bodies? What are you talking about?
I think they're outside the building. I don't know. I did not go to
We didn't
see
see
where
any
the
bodies
were.
outside. Are you trying to bluff him? Do you need? Do
No,
you
there
want me to
was.
check?
Remember, they put the bodies on a thing and they took them outside. I don't remember
Why
where
They
are
took
you
him to a
saying-
We
graveyard and dumped
disposed
him.
of them.
Yeah,
but
I
nobody
didn't
actually-
know- that's my
Nobody
point.
actually told
I
anybody what they did with them.
I never left the inn, so I didn't know where they took
Oh,
him.
so
I'm
this is, so
saying,
this is you in character.
yeah, this is me in
Yeah,
character
okay.
saying I don't
Just
know
making
where
sure.
they went, but they were outside. There was a bunch of bodies, and they went outside.
And the girl left. She made a getaway. She took off rather quickly.
Tell me more about these bodies. Who took them where?
There, I
mean, I think somebody took 'em outside.
Sure, but there were people who took bodies, and they took them outside to keep the place from getting even more hectic, or from them coming back up.
Can you
Becoming back
describe the
alive.
people that took away the bodies?
What if it's like, shut up?
Probably had to be pretty strong to carry all those bodies. There was some burly guys in the corner, if I remember correctly. I wouldn't try to lift them.
Well, so the bodies were bones and sinew and viscous
Charred.
tissue.
You're,
Flesh.
the question is, who took bodies from here?
I
I
did.
don't remember.
Thank
Oh.
you.
It was you took them out.
I took the bodies out. Moya asked me to get rid of the bodies, so I took them to the
Oy.
cemetery where the bodies go.
Well, that's where bodies
I thought I
go,
was being
right?
responsible. But
Yeah,
look,
it sounds like a good
this is what happened. This woman came in with people dressed as guards, but their helmets got knocked off, and they were corpses, and she ran. She took off afterwards, and I took the dead people dressed as guards, and I took them to the cemetery because that's where the dead people go.
Let's see.
Did I do something wrong? I'm sorry.
The man survived.
Yes, the man survived. That's already been verified.
I
And
don't
good
think
on you
that's
for saving the
much.
man. And
Thank
since you did, I suppose all we have to do then is arrest the bartender for ordering you to hide the bodies. Is that correct?
No, she didn't
didn't
actually say hide
ask
the
us
bodies.
to
She
hide
said,
the
"Can you
bodies."
get
She
the
just
bodies out of
speaks-
here."
She simply did not wish to terrify the guests
This is her
or
place of
risk
business.
them
She
coming
doesn't
back
need
to life.
bodies sitting around the bar.
Sanitary. At least.
He makes a nod, and the guards start walking around the bar to grab the Moina, and she is going to attempt to bolt. Are y'all going to do anything? Are we
Yes.
starting combat rounds, or I just described? We are
I'm
doing
grabbing that staff, Howard, and I'm going
both.
to
All
go.
right. Well,
bam!
hang on. You're not behind the bar.
So
I'm gonna
initiative, yes. Initiative's
So-
about to happen.
Everybody who wants to act, go ahead and roll your acumen. In fact,
Shit.
everybody roll acumen. That way, if you don't want to act, you can just say "I watch" when it comes to your turn.
I go
Sounds
Gandalf
like a good
on these
plan.
guys.
All
You
right.
shall not pass.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Acumen,
it's just a straight acumen roll.
It's
Bad
a
at
straight acumen roll.
I get +1.
That's
I
right,
just
because
noticed.
we never got the turn thing to work, right?
No.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep it on Notepad after y'all roll it.
I just noticed I
Alright.
have +1 to acumen when I'm rolling initiative, so I get
Oh,
extra.
no, well
one die.
then you get a +1.
Yeah.
I guess it's good I wasn't planning to do anything.
I'm just gonna write it down as a skill.
It's not a skill, but if you want to put it in there and just put a +1 in it, so
Yeah,
that
that's
you
what I'm gonna
can
do.
Roll your initiative That's how it would work on this.
That's exactly
Character
how I'm putting it.
Okay. But for now, since I don't see the +1 on there, then you +1 or +1 die?
+1 die.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, that's great. So we got Ape at 11. Ezra, was that your roll of 2?
Yes. Ezri.
Isn't that what I said?
You said Ezra.
I honestly thought I said Ezri. Sorry. That's what I meant. Carlos, did you roll a 9 for initiative?
Yes, I did. I think I rolled a 9 last time on initiative too.
All right. And then Tom, did you roll initiative of 14? Oh, I'm sorry. That is not a 14.
I can't believe you brought up the bodies. All we had to say was that she left.
Yeah, I know, right?
The bodies.
Shut up.
Oh.
Yeah,
We
but
were
my
both
character-
sitting there going, shut
You
up.
don't get it. My character's trying to. He's just yammering to try to get them to leave.
That
Like,
well,
oh,
you
the
failed.
body's
No,
outside.
that
Get
didn't help.
outside. Well, yeah, I'm not a
As
charismatic
soon as
character.
you tell guards that they're bodies, they want to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they're outside, not here. Go investigate out there.
Well,
No,
you clearly know where they are. They're not going to not be curious
Yeah,
why
but
you saw bodies and didn't look for a guard.
that's true. But I have a feeling that this is my first pair of guards that I've met.
No, you saw
that
some
weren't
last
elves.
night.
Well, that's
All right.
true.
All right, so back to game.
And Erda, you have a 12 initiative. Is that correct?
I have a 12. Yes.
All right, that's all of y'all.
I was also kind of wondering whether or not I should interject as Tom and go distraction. But
Would have been a good out of character callback, but I'm
Do
pretty
whatever
sure.
you think is right, man. I can't, we're all just winging it right now. Nobody knows what's going on or how we can
What's gonna
help.
happen?
I
next.
am
Exactly.
enjoying the confusion and chaos.
None of
not
us
focused
apparently
around you
know
at this
how to
particular
help or
moment.
diffuse this situation.
For one.
And then the regular guards. Oh. Well, look at that. Boink.
Oh, the regular guards are much faster.
All right. So the first people to act are the guards, who are going to both run up and attempt to seize Moina. So they got 2 attempts, 1 on each.
Side.
I had declared that she was attempting to leave, but I didn't actually say she was dodging them. So they only need a base 10 to grab her. Well, that one did pretty well. Yep, with a 19. And then the second guard is going to grab her other arm. And he does. Well, actually, no, he fails. So one guy seizes her, and as the other guy reaches for her, she yanks her arm out of his grasp, but she is grabbed, and that is on 15. On 14, the Azure Order fellow goes and he pulls out his sword and says, "Arrest her. If she moves again, kill her." And then it comes down to 11, which is White Ape and Moina. She has a 3 acumen.
I have a 3 acumen.
But you act as if you have a 4 act.
She's grabbed. Go ahead.
Did I, when I said I moved the bodies, did I say Moya's by name or did I say bartender?
You said bartender.
Okay, then I'm going to attempt to lie for her. And I'm going to say, "Why are you grabbing her? That's not the bartender that told me to do that."
All right. Make a.
I'm going to spend a fate point to save her.
All right. Double your dice and make your bluff check.
All right, bluff check at double the dice.
It also doubles any bonuses for this one roll.
I just have a 3 in it, so 6 dice.
All right. 6 dice.
Ah, fuck!
Damn, that wild die though.
Yeah, it pulls 6 off, but I guess that's fine. That's still
So it pulls
20.
7
That's
off,
still
so that's
16.
Because the one doesn't count either. All right, so that drops it to 15. You have it if you'd like to raise it, just so you all know how these things work. You did the fate point fine. You can at any point after you've made your roll say, "Yeah, I'm going to throw some more character points into this." You have that option.
Okay, what is a character point?
It rolls another wild die, but you have to take the result of the wild die.
Oh God.
And it's basically you spending your XP,
And
right?
there's no limit to how you spend your character points, except for however many you have.
I'm gonna go with the 15. We'll see how that goes. I mean, I already spent a fate point, so.
All right. You told a pretty convincing lie. So the guards, I'm going to say the guards pretty much report to the Azure Order guy. So we will just make his roll to see if he can beat a 15. And you are a lucky son of a bee. He looks you over and he looks around and he goes, release the woman. And he didn't really have an action, but he says that because of your role. Moina at that point will be like, yeah, it wasn't me. I didn't work last night. That's why I'm here in the morning.
Yeah, now she's gonna have to roll bluff.
She will.
That's a really good lie, though. It's a good point.
And she did all right. Oh wait, she may have done even better.
Yeah, roll another die.
Oh well, you can't. If it's an extra die, it does. The one doesn't cancel out; it just adds one. So 17. All right. She seems earnest. They seem earnest enough that y'all are like, wait, did that happen? No, that didn't happen.
We're even a little confused. Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, it was you that said it. What are you talking about?
All right. After her, let's see. The next in line is 8. Went 11. She went 11.
So it's me.
Oh, Erda, you got skipped. I should have put those in numerical order. I apologize. Well, you can go now if you want.
Yeah, sure. I will stand back and continue to watch how this develops.
Okay. All right. It looks like next in line at 9 is Twinkle. I don't think I'm missing anyone else.
After hearing all that stuff go on, I just kind of like stand and hold action essentially to see what happens. Can I do that?
What do you can, I'll let you ready in action. What do you want to do?
I will get ready to jump. I have acrobatics, so I'll like kind of, roll back on my heels or whatever and get ready to like pounce if I need to.
Pounce, like attack a guard, you mean, or?
No, like my action was going to be to jump behind the bar and grab that staff. The one with the funny writing on it that I read.
Yeah, all right. I remember what you were talking about. All right. That is cool. Then Tom. Matt?
He's on mute again.
All right, so I think I will just sit there and watch curiously because because I don't know what these guards want with Moira, and it seems like everyone else was dissuading them, so he's not going to act all that much.
All right, Ezra, do you want to do anything?
No, I'm going to sit quietly in the shadows.
All right, at the top of the round, the guards will obey the Azure Order guy because he outranks them, and they will release her. Well, the guy that actually caught her will release her, and They take a step away from her, but they look like they're ready to go again if things change.
Okay.
And then the man looks around at the group and says, "What if we just start from the top? You're making this investigation very hard." He looks you all over and goes, "You," and he points to White Ape.
Yes?
At the beginning of the night, when you arrived here, is that correct?
Yes.
What did you see? Just go through it step by step so I understand what you were talking about.
So I came here with my good friend Erda, and we have been traveling for a very long time. We come from the mountains, and I was hoping to come here to go to the temple of the Earth Elemental. As you can see, I am an Earth Elementalist.
No. Tell me what's relevant to this story.
I'm getting there. Okay, so I'll skip ahead. I was here. I didn't know what This is my first inn. I usually sleep out there, and there was this man, that man over there, who was gathering a crowd and was talking about weird things that were happening in town. They seemed hyperbolic, what he was talking about. But then a woman appeared at the door, and she said that he attacked her, and there were two men dressed as guards.
4.
Huh? 4?
It was 4. You can say 2, but it was 4.
Okay. I will say 4. I thought there were 2. There were 4 men dressed as guards, and they came forward and they began to start stabbing him. And that was very frightful. And a lot of the people here could not stand to see such a thing happen. So they knocked them down and their helmets came loose and they were burned flesh people. And then the woman ran off.
And these bodies that were taken somewhere?
Oh, yes. Then I was everybody scattered. Everybody except for a few people left, and the person here was like, "You've got to get these bodies out of here." So I figured that was what I had to do. So I called my goat and I put the bodies on the goat and I took them to the cemetery where dead bodies go. And then I came back here. Me and Talm, and I point to the mushroom person, we did that together.
Like Tom just like.
Am I in
smiles and
trouble?
waves.
Did I do something wrong?
When things occur, you shouldn't be moving bodies. Explain the bodies. Who are these bodies?
I don't know. They were not living people.
Were there bodies when you arrived?
No.
Then you saw 4 people who weren't people.
Yes. They were bodies
A
inside.
woman ran away.
They were dead people inside of those
so
guard
these
uniforms.
bodies are the 4 people.
They were dead already inside the armor.
And the woman ran away. Is that when they stopped being alive?
Yes.
Or up?
Yes.
Well, they got knocked down first, and then she ran away, and then they did not get up again.
I guess.
But they could have gotten back up again.
It was really fast. I didn't even have a time to call my goat to stop them.
Can you describe the woman?
Yeah,
I describe her perfectly. I just built it out.
I don't even describe her perfectly. I change details a little, but I don't do it consciously. I do it I didn't get a really good look at her. I talked to her for a little bit, and that was about it.
But apparently you got a great look at her. And he starts paying attention to Twinkle, who's giving a perfect description.
Because she's so helpful.
Apparently.
Always.
She had a little scar right here on her cheek, and she had red hair and round ears. Unfortunately, we can't all be perfect, you know.
Okay, so are you purposely getting the description wrong, or do you just not remember?
No, I'll say it like it was. I don't remember.
Okay.
Carlos
She looked like a goth chick, if you'll remember.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She had like dark hair. She had
Kinda
dark black hair
hair.
with a little bit of gray. She was thin. She had really pale skin.
She had really pale skin, like she needed to be in the sun more. You know.
She was wearing a black. She was wearing a black padded silk dress.
She was wearing a black padded silk dress.
She had skull necklace, didn't she?
No, she didn't have a skull necklace. She did have a knife, but I think you remember the description of that since you took it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What knife?
What knife?
Right. She had a book. What book?
Look.
I'm contemplating revealing that bit of information, but I don't want to like cluster bomb the party right now, so I'll kind of hold my tongue on that one, but I'll give the description.
And the party is destroyed as the guards, as they tell on each other.
They just murder
and
us
the guards
all.
arrest
Yeah.
them all.
I am just hoping to hell that this old man was unconscious the entire time and can't, like, undo my story that I just said.
Yeah, he's pooping himself and peeing in the bed. He'll be fine.
Oh yeah, he's a nasty mess.
He was drunk the whole time. He's not going to remember anything.
Well, also, each night when you sleep after you're wounded, you make a constitution, or rather a physique stamina roll to try to heal. And he was taken all the way down to dying, or was either in cap or dying. I forget which. But he was pretty messed up, so he didn't make the roll. And therefore, he's still really messed up.
And the fact that he kept pouring whiskey down his throat after that, I don't think he was going to remember anything.
Oh, it's medicinal.
By the way,
The point still stands.
for future reference, the guards don't usually just walk in and start stabbing somebody. They like tell them they're under arrest and things, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know how it works, sir.
Depends on how urgent the
I
crime.
look at Erda and I say, I would like the guards to tell me
Oh,
so I know
that's-
exactly what's
of
going
course.
on.
I look at the guards, not the Azure Knight. I look directly at the guards.
Okay.
If you aren't actively being hostile, but you have committed a crime, you'll probably be arrested.
All right.
Yeah, these guys just walked in and tried to murder the dude.
I just want to point out of character that Howard did make a point of saying that everyone in the inn was very shocked by the behavior. So clearly it was not in character behavior for those guards.
All right.
I actually knew. Seeley, my character knew something was up from the jump, but I did not elect to share that information because everybody would have asked me how I knew that.
You want to? I'm sorry. Repeat your question.
No, it was a statement. It's okay. I was telling.
It was an out of character statement. So
Okay. So the guards look over, and then the man who appears to be in charge says, "Well, are any of you planning on going into Vallanthia today?"
Indeed.
Wait, did we get a clarification on whether the guards openly come in and stab people? Because that would
do
influence
not.
whether I want to go in there.
Indeed. Yes. If you are not hostile, they will not be hostile.
Oh, well then, yeah, let's go. Unless you don't want us to.
Actually, I would love it if you would stay around for a while.
I heard that they don't really like people that aren't like you guys.
What do you need us to do?
Oh, I don't even know what you mean.
You
Like-
need some help?
Like round ears. They don't like non-round
Oh
ears.
no, the kingdom of Vallanthia is very tolerant of all of its citizens.
Even mushrooms? I point at Tom again.
Like the little minced onions in there.
I thought that was a potted plant.
Yes. Extremely hospitable.
Exactly.
He looks at it for a moment and goes, "Huh?
Side and waves.
Do you like my
Is that
unicorn?
a curse afflicting you, sir?"
Look at Tom and I smile and I say, "Good news, they're not gonna eat you."
Like Tom like turns to Twinkle. My Saiyan.
Well, Whatever he is.
No, I saying you not.
Sure, Tom would not be laughing though.
No, Tom wouldn't be laughing. I just lost my own composure.
Matt thinks that's funny,
I was
not
just like,
Tom.
God damn it.
Well, whatever he is, as long as you aren't disturbing the people around you.
His force
fine.
should be fine, I think. I haven't researched.
If you did walk in with any pets that look dangerous, that would be different.
Like a goat?
So- no, I was thinking more like a bear or a griffin.
No, then
Not
we're fine.
particularly afraid of goats.
I got one other question for you, though.
And by the way, if you didn't catch that, he totally just assumed that whatever the Mycenaean is, it's your pet.
Went right over there. But I take people at their word usually. So we defended this guy and helped him, right? So like, if we do that, is that like shouldn't do that? Like if we see somebody being accosted or whatnot, and we just like say, hey, you know what?
If guards
help.
are performing their duties legitimately, then you should not interfere.
Even the dead
Perhaps
ones.
aid the guards. If they are undead, well, I'm not sure what to make of that. That's why we're investigating.
I guess that's your job, huh?
It is.
All right. How does one become an Azure Guardian Legion?
You
I
would go to the
stare
Temple
her-
of Lights and you would apply for the job.
I stare at her from behind the Azure Knight. I stare at her with like dagger eyes.
If you wish, if you're honestly interested in joining the Azure Order, just come to the Temple of Light. It's the second tallest building in Vallanthia.
You know, I'm a glowing elf. I mean, a Temple of Light makes sense to me, you know? So,
We welcome all of the citizenry of Vallanthia.
nice. Is there like a super secret hand code we need to give when we get there? Or...
No, but you would just speak to the priests there, and they will ask you questions, make sure you understand what faith in the light means, and that you agree to it, and you take the oaths. And if you are honestly earnest in joining the Azure Order, it can be done.
Can I mention your name?
If I had given it to you, yes.
I thought you did.
I don't believe
Give me a
so.
reference.
I have his name.
Well, my name is Twinkle. It's very nice to meet you, sir.
Very nice. And he will turn to leave. Did I say his
Knight
name earlier,
leaves.
Corey?
I heard you say his name.
He clanks out. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the knight leaves.
Yeah, yeah. The Azure Order guy leaves, and followed behind him. Following behind him are the two other guards.
Okay, I try to
Vallanthia
stuffle I try to stuffle a sigh of relief as they leave, and I go to look at White Ape and go, "All right, maybe we should grab some breakfast then."
I already ate breakfast. You were eating your book.
I walk up to Moira with the most serious face I can possibly put on and say, "Is there another bartender here?"
There's 12 of them. We all look alike.
I look over at Moya and I say, I am so sorry. I did not know that would get you arrested. I am aghast.
Yeah, don't be telling guards that we purposely hid the bodies so that they wouldn't shut me down for the night.
Well, that was his fault, and I point at Erda.
Oh, by the way, once the guards leave, I'm obviously going to step out of the shadows.
Hey, she's back. Where has she been?
Did you
I'll
just
come
pull a
up and I'll
Simpson?
pat Tom on the back.
Did you just pull a Homer Simpson disappearing into the bushes and then coming right back out?
That's exactly what I did. I disappeared and then I melded back in.
Holding the same expression.
Yes.
Just
Very
imagine
much
someone
so.
coming out of shadows like that.
Yes, exactly.
So I
She
wonder,
just
what,
starts talking to you like nothing happened.
I wonder what that
Anyways.
guy would do with that book I gave you, Erda.
What he would do with it?
Yeah, well, I mean, he'd probably be very interested in it, I'd assume, right?
Perhaps. He'd probably try to burn it. But I think there's much more to be learned from this book, and a way to track down our assailant.
True. You ever heard of somebody once said something about keeping your friends close, but your enemies even closer?
What do you think I'm trying to do with the book?
No, I'm talking about this Azure Order thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't be serious.
You're just
They're
guard.
obviously fanatics.
I think they'd just sign me up as like a poster child for light.
Oh, well, if you want to approach that lifestyle, that's your choice.
Oh, I don't really follow that. I mean, I'm not saying like, not like some kind of fanatic or anything, but might be interesting to find out what's going on over there, especially with somebody like you guys. I point at like Shadow Girl and Scar Boy.
Esri. My name is Esri.
Boy.
Those
Have you
Those
ever thought about
burn marks
trying
on
to
your arm.
keep a low profile?
Me?
What's that?
I do keep a low profile. Oh, you mean her?
She's
Yeah,
glows.
it's her. She
I don't.
never stops talking.
She's literally
I like this.
glowing.
Yeah.
I'm literally glowing.
Yes, I get that, but you don't have to tell them everything that's happened in the last 24 hours.
Oh, you mean mentioning exactly what the woman looked like?
For
I thought a
one
bit
thing,
of
what was the point of letting her go if you're just going to tell the guards how to find her?
We told
thought
her.
Well, we didn't kill her.
bit of
Ourselves.
honesty and all that might have helped the
I
situation
believe-
a little bit.
I'd say I believe she knows that she should leave if she values her life.
And if
Let's
she's
hope
still here,
so.
she kind of deserves what happens to her, I would think.
And Tom is just sitting there with a
And you
piece
guys
of bacon
thought I
like, in
was
his
dark.
mouth, just chewing on it, observing.
I grabbed some of your bacon, Tom, and I started
Can I
eating it.
can I have an order of the meal? But can I take it with me? Perhaps on a wooden plate of some variety?
You can take a meal with you.
It really was good food.
Excellent.
Thank
I've never
you.
tried this eggs and bacon before, but I'm excited to try this strange cuisine.
You've never had eggs?
Well, no. Mostly fruits
When do they
and root
feed
vegetables.
you in that hidden temple?
Mostly fruits and root vegetables. We were almost entirely a vegetarian sect.
Where did you find that in the mountains? I have to go cliff scaling to get eggs for breakfast.
Oh. Well, we were very well supported through a magical chain of supply. Each one of the Mystic Elf enclaves is connected to the others, and we are very organized people.
I would delve into caves for edible mushrooms.
I'm sure they were.
I was herding goats on the mountainside.
And who knew they were growing right beneath your feet?
And
not
you
right beneath your feet.
you
and I would
had
not
all of this food in your hidden
purposefully give up.
temples? Like a couple miles away?
I mean, it was more than a couple miles, and you would have to be able to decipher the magics that disguise the temple. It is hidden for a reason. We do not wish to be disturbed very often.
Well, you
Are
could
you a
have shared.
vegetarian too, White Ape?
Excuse me?
Are you a vegetarian also, White Ape?
I'm a goat herder.
Yeah, I was assuming you'd eat goats. That's why I was wondering.
Our
What does it
our
matter?
wild
How
elves
is bacon any different from eating vegetarian food? And I take a bite of the bacon.
Howard is our
Someone's
wild
about to have a
elves
revelation.
are wild elves vegetarians or are they not? Are they omnivores?
That's up to you.
I think it's
This
a
is very
personal
thinly-
choice that every
What
wild
you
elf
do
has
with
to
your
choose.
wild elf is up to you. In general, they're omnivorous.
Got it. That's what I wanted to know culturally. So I
Although
understand
the
what I
Uda folk
Yeah,
do
makes
live in
sense.
hidden temples, it would be easier for them to be vegetarian if they're growing food and they don't want to have like entire ranches.
Exactly.
the
That's what I.
temples.
That's why. That was the logical thinking that I was going through, Howard. I didn't. I was just making up stuff, but
Oh,
I
that
felt like it
works.
fit off the
I'm
cuff.
totally for it.
Wait, but I think you should get slightly offended, Corey, because his people are eating the goat's food.
You are. Well, the goats kill.
Goat
goat food is anything. Goat
Yeah.
food is your tunic, okay?
Good point.
Speaking of my tunic,
Your goat ate all my supplies, including the blankets and the clothes.
I look over at the others instead of White Ape. I look over at like Twinkle, Esri, and Tom and go, well, our plan, as I'm chomping on some bacon, our plan is to head down to Vallanthia, and we are probably going to approach the Primordia Elementia, the temple of the stone sculptors.
Stone shapers.
Would any of y'all be interested in joining us?
You know, as interesting as that sounds, I think I'm a little more interested in finding someone who can translate that book, so we can find out what happened.
Don't worry about that. I'm sure that I can find.
I'll worry about it.
associate.
I think that's probably the main thing we should focus on right now.
You guys shouldn't be reading
why?
that book.
The book isn't of extreme importance. I mean,
you just said it was. You said we're gonna find these necromancers who gave her the book.
Find her. She probably wrote the book.
Why? Is there an address of printing?
It's
No.
a book on what I assume is a book on her necromantic spells
She
or her
said-
journey to necromancy.
She
I
said
look
her husband
around
gave her
the
book.
I look around the bar
You did.
and I look back to these guys and I say, I think I'm gonna go.
Indeed, I will go with you. I start walking.
Well, I'm gonna stick with you because you still have the book, and I keep following you.
Certainly, you're welcome to join us.
I want to make it clear the mushrooms on the pizza I'm eating are clearly out of character because I would never do that in front of Tom.
I
We
go,
respect Tom.
You know this
Okay.
We
bacon.
respect him.
It's very rich and kind of melts on the tongue. I'm not sure what kind of root it is, but it's delicious.
That's a swine root, dear.
I
Swine
look.
root.
I go
Haven't
to
heard of it,
Erda.
but I'll have to speak to a botanist at some point. Try to find out how I can grow my own.
Erda.
Oh, I just
For a
thought,
group
hey,
of
Moira,
hidden monks, you don't know
Moira,
how
yes.
not to yell out the word
How did
necromancer.
where did you get that staff? The one that says lightning and I'll
It's a
say the other
family
2 words.
heirloom.
Your family is Sylvan?
Aye.
I look at her ears.
Nope. They round.
What side of the, like, your mother's family or your father's family?
Aye, both of them. You can make a scholar check.
I will do that. Scholar.
Whatever you say, round ears.
Oh, when I leave the bar, I will whistle for
Your goat?
yeah, what's his name? Riddle.
Carlos, with that,
What's his name?
because you
Riddle?
are Sylvan, it lowered the target number to 10, which you have exceeded. Oh, wait, no,
Riddle.
you didn't.
Oh, he got a 9.
Yeah, no, you hadn't. Never mind. She's a liar. She's clearly lying. She's definitely not an elf. She might be, if she's Sylvan. Sylvan literally means that you are somehow related to the Fae. But she's not an elf, and she doesn't have goat legs or horns. You don't know. She looks like a human who's claiming to be of the Fae.
I walked out with White Ape.
Okay, I follow them out the door after that.
As I
You made it,
leave,
Moira.
I whistle for Rudel and hope he comes.
Hope. It's like, if the goat was killed overnight,
It's a town.
That's the way of life. That's
The
nature.
goat comes walking up. It like half of its side is missing. Its face is all tore up. Is when eye socket is empty, and it just looks at you with its head crooked. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Okay. it looks like that guy right back there.
Goat looks
This-
like your unicorn. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say that.
my dead unicorn.
Yeah, you're good.
Told you not to let her go.
All right,
I'm
I'll
gonna do a
mount
bow
my
break real
goat.
quick. I'll be right back.
I'll get on top of my giant goat, and I'll walk him. Well, I'll go at the same pace as everybody else as we go to town.
All right.
I assume me and Tom go off on our own way then.
It's
Well,
the same
gates are
direction
gates.
Same
Yeah.
as
direction,
everybody
okay.
was going into Valanthia.
Right.
Valanth. the big city. You all travel around the wall back to the big gates, which are now open. It's no longer a steady line anymore. At this point in time, it's like a semi-busy street. There are carts coming and going, but there's no one waiting anymore. Most of the time, the guards just wave people through without stopping them. But with your group, you know that they're actually mostly looking at the Masayan. Hello,
I
Masayan.
bet. Of course they are.
What kind of creature you got with you?
Oh, this is my friend Tom. He's a Mysian,
He's a what?
a mushroom person.
Like a
It's
Tom
a
waves
thing.
and
Trust
nods.
me. He's sentient, just like the rest of us.
Hold on. And that guard goes and gets the guard from the other side. And they both kind of look him up and down. They whisper amongst each other for a moment.
I look at the guy with the straightest face possible and say, "They said I could bring my pets.
Twinkle.
Hey, maybe it'll help."
All right, so you can roll, but your target
Person.
number is higher because she is counteracting your bluff attempt.
All right. Well, let's see how this goes.
It's just
So,
rude.
so Tom is just like waving.
Not saying
Not
anything.
stop.
And with the one on the wild die, you have a total of a 4.
Oh, nice. Wow, that's great.
The guy, they just look at you and go, it's a bet I did a lot of the guards.
Look at him. He's clearly made of mushroom.
And he has 3 arms.
Hello.
He's
The
a
other guy's
person,
like,
just like
yeah.
you and I.
The other guard's kind of nodding and says, "Yeah, I've heard of this." And the other, they talk it out for a bit. Lie to the guards again, and you're gonna get thrown out of this city or worse. And then they give you the motion to move on.
Very
Wow.
kind.
Hey, he crit failed, or she crit failed.
Stupid wild eye.
So Tom pats the top of Twinkle's head. Naughty, naughty. And moves along.
I smile back at him.
Ezri just kind of shakes her head. Well, honestly, I don't know what to tell these people. If they don't want the truth, what are we supposed to say?
So the Grand Walk is what they call the area as you enter the city. It is cobblestone. There are shops lined up on either side of the street. Some of them look like they're permanent shops. A lot of them look like they are temporary tent type setups with awnings. There are people yelling fresh fish, and other guys like get your pots and pans, and pretty much any normal items that you can think of. There's probably a seller for it.
Sugar dates and beans. I even have a spot of pistachios.
And Tom suddenly takes up a job selling pistachios.
I was
Then he
using the
grows
line from
himself.
Aladdin.
Now, stay in character now. Come on.
Okay, fine. Fine.
I do want you to play a character, but just yours. I get to be everybody else.
He's like, what the heck?
What were you
I'm in
saying
Tom.
about not being in the limelight, Howard?
Well, I'm trying to describe the city to you.
And remember, this is a fantasy city, so there's no like anime body pillows either, just regular fantasy stuff.
I have no
Normal
idea what
fantasy
you're talking
magic
about.
items.
So if anime body pillows existed in this world,
And
my
the game is
character would be
derailed.
interested in them.
Is there an apothecary or an alchemist shop anywhere down the road as we're going?
All right, make a search check. It's under acumen. If you don't have search, just roll acumen.
Another wild die debacle.
Possibly. Sometimes it rolls a 6.
There it is.
Okay.
14.
As you're looking, you see what looks like a one of the semi-permanent establishments, but I say semi because it looks like a grass hut that's kind of tucked into a corner. it obviously wasn't something that they set up in the morning like some of the ones with their have the tent awnings.
Mm-hmm.
It
Semi-permanent
is.
structure.
It looks like it's maybe from the outside. It's mostly round in the front, although it's wedged into a corner in the back. And you would guess that inside that there's probably about a 15, 20 foot at most radius from the corner to the door or to the wall, the round wall. And there's a symbol on it that you recognize. It looks kind of like a wide vial with a stem in it or something to stir with, and that's just a symbol that alchemists sometimes use to kind of get across language barriers.
Mm. Okay, I say, you mind if we stop there for a second, please? I'm asking very politely, batting my eyelashes at the group.
And no one responds to you.
I'll charm the shit out of them. So, let's do this.
They are
Off to
all on
my own
super ignore.
destination. So
Like
You
Tom is like kind of like on the lookout for like carpentry stuff.
You
because
guys
he's
can
a little
do
curious.
whatever you want. I'm rolling charm.
Okay. Charm your fellow players.
Not with that.
Not today.
Okay, so they keep walking. Yeah.
She says it. It's something about the way she says it. It comes off as a little bit haughty and annoying. Everybody's annoyed by you because you have failed a charm check.
Mhm. Boy, I love those ones. Those ones are great.
You did curse yourself by calling that it would happen. It's your own fault. We know that your mouth somehow dictates what Roll20 will do.
It does. I am Charlie Brown incarnate. We're good.
Womp womp.
bizarre that.
Womp 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 womp
And
womp.
she's pointing to like the least interesting grass hut and wanting to stop there. And just looking at y'all expectantly as if, she's used to people just falling in line doing whatever she wants. It comes off wrong.
And as I see them walking off annoyed and not really paying attention, I go, I'll buy you all something if you come, please.
That's up to y'all.
I know now it's no longer charm. It's like I'm bribing you.
Bribery,
Straight up
yeah.
bribery.
That's out and out bribery right there.
All
I
right, is
look at
anybody
Tom.
not going?
I look at Tom and go, "Do you want to go?"
All right, so out of character, where exactly?
No.
It's a big grass
I'm
hut.
asking if you want to go back to where Twinkle is, because she's trying to beckon us over there.
It's
No.
a big grass hut. That's where Tweakle wanted to go.
Okay, if you're saying no, then we'll just keep going.
He's like, reason?
She asked you to go. She offered to buy you something.
Oh,
Pay attention to the role play. Come on, Matt.
Stay with us, Matt.
oh no, my brain. All right, so.
Is anybody not going into the hut?
I am going to where I want to go to. I don't know where it is though, so I'll probably stop and ask somebody. But other
Okay,
than that,
well, she asked you to go into the hut. There's probably somebody you could ask in there.
I'll go into the hut then.
Hey, is anybody not going into the hut specifically?
You know what? Tom is curious about how the hut is constructed because it looks different from the huts that
Okay,
he.
I'm going to try the
All
question
right, you
again.
start
Is anybody
wandering that way
not
and I
going
follow
into the
you.
hut?
I stand outside the hut.
Okay, for everyone but Erda, the grass hut, as you enter, on the inside, you see first of all that there is carpeting, like a thick, shaggy rug. It is red. It looks like it was once like a more lustrous red, but it's been here a while. It's been walked over a lot, and it's not easy to vacuum things when vacuums don't exist. However, it is padded and makes the ground softer. There's just shelves and shelves of vials of strange things. You can't really identify what you're looking at. There's also a section that has a lot of books. And at the center, or think of it like a wedge of like a pizza or a pie or something like that, is the shape of the floor plan. And in the tip of the pizza, basically, is where the seller is. The merchant looks at all of you. He's a tiny, frail old man with like little spectacles that are on his nose, and the little wire pinches the nose to keep them there. There's nothing going back towards his ears. His hair is mostly gone on top. He has a couple of burn scars on his face and on his hands. And he looks at all. He goes, come. What can I do all of you for? What do you want? How can I help you? You need love potions? He looks directly at Twinkle and Esri. You want a man to take care of you? We can arrange this.
Gross. No.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, he looks over at the guys. Do you want a woman? I got the love potions. They're selling very well today.
I'm looking for the elemental temple, the elemental stone shaper temple.
Well, I suppose I could give you directions. Does anybody want to purchase anything?
Yes, I do. Well, I want to barter.
Barter. Well, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have that would interest an old alchemist, huh?
Well,
He looks at you very skeptically.
Yeah, I'm going to impress him with my alchemical skill. I'm going to start basically giving a description of 2 of the potions that I create myself and how I created them and what I deem their value to be, and try to see if he piques his interest at all.
Okay. Well, I guess if you want to skip the role play, you could roll persuasion, or you could actually do that.
Well, I want to do it more along the lines of not persuasively, but like from a description of what I did, how I made it, you know?
You want to impress him on an intellectual level?
Yeah, because he's looking at me like I don't know anything, so I want to try to show him that I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about.
Okay. That still sounds like a persuasion roll, but you do have the actual like knowledge to back it up.
So
because you're trying to impress a person. That's persuasion.
Yep. Okay.
Does he get a bonus for having the knowledge?
It'll alter the target number. It's all right. She has charisma. She'll be all right.
I did it.
Okay. Because you all know all of the terminology and you're able to describe accurately things that most people wouldn't. Proving what you know did lower the target number. You're not bluffing. You're persuading. And as long as you exceeded 10, which you did, he starts to nod along what you're saying. Oh, I see. So you want to trade me a couple of these potions for something else?
Yes,
what is
possibly,
it you're looking for?
Possibly something that I have that you don't, and then maybe trade for something you have that I don't.
I have a lot of love potions, but I have other things.
Other than love potion, I'm thinking maybe the opposite of that. Do you have something that would inspire
A hate potion? I've never tried making one, but I bet I could.
More along the lines of like a fear type thing? Do you have something that'll like scare?
I do. Hang on just a moment. And he goes to look.
You see
Yeah,
Ezra get kind of a funny smile on her face when you say that.
I smile at her.
All right. Fear. Yes. Actually, I do. I have a Granado of Fear. I have 2d6 Granados of Fear for sale.
2d6, you say?
2d6, I say. Look at that. I have a full dozen. Case is full.
Baker. That's not a baker's dozen. Okay.
Well, no, I don't have like a little side pouch for a baker's dozen.
No, it clearly says that you have 2 half dozens. They come in stacks, obviously.
How would a potion that gives you an extra limb sound for a potion of fear or a Granado of fear?
You wish to just even trade them?
If it's worth it for you.
I might be willing to do a trade. Let me see. I'm going to look up the ingredients I have and see how much that's actually worth to me. I believe there is a trading skill. Hang on. I think it's under acumen. I'm opening the sheet real quick to double check, but yeah, trading is actually under intellect. So it's just
Nice.
make an intellect roll to trade with him.
Everybody's so much
Does
smarter
that one
than me.
count too, or it's not the wild
No,
dice?
it's the final parentheses, the number that's
Okay.
by itself. That's your
Gotcha.
wild die.
All right.
It's always the number that's always to the far right. So you're good. You rolled a 13. He is a merchant. So let's see how he does.
Oh, no, it's not worth it to him.
I'll tell you what I can do. You're not really saving me much. I have plenty of the parts I need to make lots of things, but you are saving me labor, and I'm interested. I can do 2 for 1.
Okay.
All right. Mark off 2 of your extra arm potions,
Gotcha.
and you get 1 Granado of Fear. The Granado of Fear, essentially, when you throw it at an area, and just everybody within, everybody adjacent to, if you're on a map, everybody in the target area and the adjacent box is basically hit with fear, and they'll have to make metal checks not to become afraid.
All right. That being said, Howard, it's going to be used as an experimental thing to learn how to make
Oh, you
it.
want to try and
Yeah, I'm going to deconstruct
you're gonna
it.
yeah, okay, that's
Twinkle,
cool.
Twinkle,
But
Twinkle.
if you decide to
Reverse
throw
engineer.
one, that's what they do.
twinkle, twinkle, twinkle,
I say, oh, by the
Twinkle,
way,
twinkle.
do you have a quill and ink
twinkle,
by chance?
twinkle,
Oh, sure, I can sell you a
What?
skill of ink, no problem.
twinkle.
Yes.
Ask him where the elemental temple of Earth is.
That's what I was just about to ask.
Thank you.
I said,
He's
Yeah, that-
going to get he also grabs a stack of parchment. You need something to write on?
yeah, I want to just draw a symbol for you, and I'm gonna draw the symbol that was on the cover of the book that I gave Erda, and I'm gonna ask him, do you know what this says or means?
Allow me to make a scholar check. Conveniently, that is actually my thing.
Mhm.
Holy crap!
Oh, he knows exactly what it was.
That was almost a Yahtzee.
There you go.
All right, Helix A
It was
goes.
a Nazi though. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
I was mad at you for staying outside because I wanted to ask about the book, but now it's kind of handy because now you're not gonna know I'm asking about the book. So
All right, he looks at it and goes, oh, yeah, there's a wait. Before I tell you what I know about this symbology, why are you asking? He looks a little nervous.
oh, I found a book with this symbol on it, and it had me curious because I've never seen it or know the language or anything about it. So I just wanted to find out if it was worth the trouble of, or I should just probably stay away from it. But what does it say?
Well, that symbol is huge. I've seen it before. There's someone that's passing out pamphlets and books trying to they're doing it in a very shady way, and that's the symbol on it, and essentially they're trying to spread necromancy, the knowledge of it. And I don't know if anybody offers you anything that has that symbol, you really best stay away from it.
I would think so.
The Azure Order doesn't play. They will straight up kill you if you've got something with that symbol on it.
I got you. Thank you for the info. Do you know where the Elemental Temple is by chance? Since
Yeah, I
purchased,
do.
now I'm a customer.
What you're gonna want to do here is get back out into the grand entrance here, the big cobblestone road.
Mhm.
You're gonna go ahead, and he gives you directions. Essentially, it's go down the road, make a right, make a left, make a right, blah blah blah. You get the directions to the
Howard,
temple. Yes.
I assume that I don't need directions because the way I found out.
You don't. You only know that there is a shadow temple here. You don't know much details about it because of how you found out.
Okay. So I
But
don't know how to get there.
it was told to you in a way to imply that its existence is pretty much a secret. However, you did already tell Tom all about it, which I think is funny, and I don't care.
Tom's not going to tell anybody.
Are you kidding? Tom's going to walk up straight up to people and be like, I'm here to see the Shadow Temple. Yeah, we'll see what
true.
happens.
He will do that.
All right. So I do or don't know how to get there.
You know it's around, but you don't know where. You just know it's somewhere in the city.
And that I shouldn't ask about it.
You should. You might have to ask about it, but you're gonna have to do it on the down low or find some other way to locate it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just naive about
I will actually wait for them to finish their conversation, then I'll walk up to
All right. Are you buying? Did you say you wanted to buy ink and paper, or you just wanted to do it for that symbol thing?
Just want to do it for the simple thing.
Okay. He looks a little disappointed that you don't want to buy any of his
I'm
office
sure.
products.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
But
just
I tell him
naive.
thank you very much for all his help. Appreciate
No
it.
problem. It's nice to see someone else who understands this art. It's not easy.
Well, if there's anything else I can help you with, if I stay in town for a while, I'd be more than happy to come help you with the labor you were speaking of, if you'd like my assistance.
Yeah, if you want to work, I can put you to work.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. And your name was?
Heinsfeld.
Heinsfeld. I'm Twinkle.
Well, nice to
Hopefully
meet you,
we'll see
Twinkle.
I'll kind of, once they finish, I'll kind of pull him to the side and say, do you by any chance have any potions that deal with shadows?
Well, what do you want the shadows to do? Or do you want to get rid of shadows? I'm not real sure what you're looking for.
I've heard of potions that could do something to help one hide in shadows or manipulate shadows. Are you familiar with that type of thing?
I am. I have seen potions that can kind of do what you can probably do naturally. Not to assume, but
Interesting. So if I were looking for a place where people like me might go, would you know where that is?
let me see if he knows. What does Heinsfeld know? You're getting all ones and a 4 this time.
Yeah, you rolled all 6s on that other roll. So.
That was pretty crazy.
So that's gonna be a no.
Well, it's the same roll. It's a scholar check, but he doesn't have any skill in knowing random where random shadow temples are. So,
Okay.
but he does roll well. He's like, I've heard rumor that there is a place where there's some sort of shadowy magic practiced here, but I haven't been there. So I couldn't tell you how to find it, but I have heard rumors of it.
Do you
Best
know
of luck.
anyone? Do you know anyone who's been there or might know more about it?
Have you ever heard of the words underguild before?
Have I?
Probably not. Well, if you have, it's in that area of your character that's or that handout that said stuff that you know.
You didn't put that in there.
Then no.
Okay. No, I'm not familiar.
You heard of the Adventurers Guild?
Yes.
Well, the Underguild is kind of a, and this is more metaphorical, but a shadowy guild. Not literal like what you're looking for, but yeah, they would be the types of people that would know where things are that are not supposed to be found.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
And I don't generally have much dealings there, but occasionally people come to me for things, poisons and such, which it's legal for me to know how to make them.
Of course.
But yeah, they've asked. If you want to find people that know about it, best go to the Adventurers Guild. and just inquire about doing dirty deeds. And if you do it without being too obvious, maybe someone will overhear and direct you to where you need to be.
Thank you.
Sounds like a pretty shady space.
I'll walk back over to everybody where everyone else is. Tom, did you find anything that was of interest to you?
Tom was just basically inspecting the construction of the grass hut because he was wondering about the structure. He's just like kind of knocking on like some of the poles and observing the grain and like how everything was twined together.
Yeah, it is mostly twine. There are some support beams.
Oh, that reminds me. I pull one of his pods out of my pouch. Would you be interested in purchasing one of these?
What's that? He looks it over.
And I point
Exit.
at the mushroom guy like nonchalantly. Say, this
Is this his poops?
No, I don't think so.
They're on to you. They know it's his poops.
They've got your
He
poops.
looks over and goes, "Oh,
I know.
no, I have heard of this. This is one of those Mycean pods.
Yes.
I'm quite scholarly with these dice. I know everything." Yeah.
I know all about mushroom poop.
He who controls the mushroom poops controls the mushroom kingdom.
All right. I suppose I could take it off your hands since I see where your source is, and it looks like you could probably make a lot of them. How many are you looking to sell?
Can I? Can Tom?
You're watching the building, sir. You're not paying attention. You made it very clear.
Of
You
course.
did say you were busy paying attention to other stuff.
You can make an acumen check to overhear when he
Yes,
says
I will
Mycean
make an
pods.
acumen check for that.
How dare you?
Because
exploit me when
if
I'm
it was
daydreaming?
like if it's my pods, then maybe
This was my plan the entire time, Tom. I just want you to know.
You sense a disturbance in one of your pods. Yeah, you look over and you see that when he says Mycean pods, and you see that he's holding one of your pods in his hand, and that the Twinkle is standing in front of him. And if you understand correctly, when he looks at you, he sees, "I see your source." He's talking about purchasing multiple pods and asking her how many she's looking to sell.
So
And I look at him dead in the face and I say, I was given this as a gift and it has sentimental value to me. So I'm just looking to sell this.
Oh, well, best
one.
you keep that then. I don't want to buy. I can't afford sentimental value.
So I'm gonna have a little fun with this for Tom. So Tom, in sort of like his own internal indignant retribution, decides to have the pods, whatever Twinkle is carrying, puff up like a balloon and to take up space in whatever space she pocketed them in. And just to kind of teach her a lesson.
Well,
All right,
at this
make
particular
your,
moment,
magic
he's still
roll to
holding
grow
the
that
pod.
Huh?
This
Make your magic
particular
roll.
moment, you realize he's still holding the pod, Tom.
No, he actually, I role played putting it down, and giving it back to you.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, go ahead and make your roll to grow that.
Let's see,
pod.
the Mycean pod one, grow plant life, or I think Mycean pod one.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you can just describe whatever you want to grow into. Go for it.
Oh, I just described. So essentially, like,
Is it
if
full of
the-
helium?
if she-
Can you make
if
it into a
Twinkle
balloon?
has pocketed any of Tom's pods.
It
If
was
she
just the
has them
one.
in a pocket or if she has them in her bag, they just pop up like balloons, taking up whatever space
Yeah.
possible. It's gonna be like one of those like big old.
Is that the only one you had, Twinkle?
He only gave me one.
Okay, well then he gives you the back, and as you take
Oh,
it,
I only
it
gave you one.
suddenly
Like, when
goes
did that
poof.
happen?
You gave me one the night you dropped it. I said, "Can I have this?" And you said yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, he
So,
forgot and you made it huge.
all right. So
Yeah,
because
you're
like
not-
I assumed that like you probably like nicked a few like between role play, and I'm like, oh, that's not funny.
No, you definitely gave him. I remember you giving him it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
the
I
one,
remember you
the one
doing it
she
too,
has, you
but-
gave her.
I okay, like my memory is terrible. So take this as a like, you know, this is how my memory works. It's like very on and off as a player. So
When you say balloon, is it like would it actually have the effect of a balloon and like
It
start to
won't
make my bag float?
but it will be that shape.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like more like it's gonna
It's gonna
start.
be like very
flying.
spherical.
It looks like a giant inflated toy of a mushroom.
Well, I'm holding this bag that's now expanded to whatever level, and I kind of look back at the the guy and say, "You sure you don't want to buy it?"
He looks at you and he looks at Tom, who just went like this and said something in Terran and, and made the thing grow.
Now
I
it's
think I'll
twice.
pass.
I look at my bag and I look at Tom and say, that's very interesting. You
Would
make
I be
it
able to
go in
reverse
reverse
it,
as well?
Howard? Would I be able to like make it shrink back to its normal pod?
You'd be the same role to ungrow it, I guess.
All right, let's do that. All right, so I have a good supply of grenades I could reuse, or not.
All right. Well, it's the TN's only 10, so
Okay.
you just way exceed it, which would have been fine had she had multiple on her. That huge number you got before would have been more helpful.
Mhm.
But since your target's just the one, you're fine.
All right.
All right. So it shrinks back down.
Mm-hmm.
It looks almost like it withers back down as you take the extra
Fascinating.
life you infuse into it back out. And now you have a weird little mushroom raisin, like mushroom
Stayed in
jerky.
it stayed in the water too long. Wrinkly.
All right.
So it's even
As,
smaller than it was to begin with. Like it shrunk.
As y'all are inside, Esri,
Yes.
I need you to make. I mean, sorry, not Esri. Urda. Sorry, Esri's inside as well.
Yes.
Urda. I need you to make a search roll to notice something.
Okie dokie.
Well, I make a roll to do something because I'm fun.
Nice.
Wow. Well, darn you and your good rolls. That's a heck of a good roll. Okay.
I'm also very good at this.
As you are standing there waiting for them, wondering what in the world has taken so long, you have your hand just kind of over the whatever satchel or whatever bag you have the book in.
Yeah, I imagine it's like a side satchel.
Okay. And which as you're laying your hand on it, your hand just lands directly on someone else's hand. If you look down and you see a boy who looks up at you surprised as he was clearly about to try and snag something out of your satchel. And that is where we will end tonight's game.
Okay. I have questions, but I'll respect the end of the game. I'll have those questions for next time.
All right. Well, it's getting late, and I know we're over our 2-hour mark.
Mm-hmm. I apologize for coming in a little late. I was expecting it to like start at 10 o'clock. That was my bad.
All right. So, everyone, I will post up the XP just like I did this time in Discord. So you will have XP before next game. The more character points to spend. To spend them, you have to justify training, or justify whatever it is you're buying, and then I'll either say yes or no. Or, of course, you can always use them for your rolls. Thank you. Thank you, anyone that watched or is going to watch in the future. Totally appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Whatever you do. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Peaches and cream.